Any doubts regarding like process answer?
Jagdish, one doubt actually, I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
I said in the class session you were telling it's not exactly about RAS Center console, but in the PD itself, you just reverted the changes, right? Like from the snapshot. So
Okay.
what's happening now when I open Process Designer, and when I try to open anything which is in snapshot, I'm not able to open other things like. See once, can you just click on move one? I'll tell you what's happening. In your screen, if you click on move one.
Okay. 1 second. I'm trying to open a BPD.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. This is my BPD.
Yeah, correct, right? See, you did some changes here, okay? You just do some changes. You can revert it. Is the same BPD exist in Move One also, revision history?
I hope so. Yeah, we can see that. Okay. I have made it to like 2. Okay.
Okay. Just save it. If you open Move One, again I'm not able to come back to the BPD one. Like whatever I open, I can see the things which are in the Move One snapshot only. See what's happening there. If I revert there, again I have to switch it to the process center process center. Then I'm just switching back to this one. Then I can see changes over here. But I remember yesterday you opened both the things, like one which is in uh, snapshot things and one which is active one. I
Here.
don't know how to do that.
Yeah. This is my in
Yes,
snapshot. This is opened as a track.
correct.
Move on. Okay.
Now if I want to open into current one, excuse
If
me,
you want to
sorry.
open into
If
the
I want
current
to
one,
open
you
the
have to close this.
oh, that one I should do, is it?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So can you close that?
Yeah.
Okay, fine, got it.
Okay.
That one actually I was not able to do the things like whenever I click on this one, move one,
Okay.
it's highlighting that part and I'm not able to come back to other things. That's why I
Okay.
wanted to check.
Okay. Fine.
Thanks.
Okay. Okay. We can start this process admin console. Okay. Actually, this process admin console, most of the times it is not available to our developers. If you are working in some like maybe like healthcare or might be like insurance, you may get like access to like process admin console, but not all these options. Maybe like admin tools, some saved search only. Okay. If you are working for some like banking domain, like you never get a chance to like work on this process admin because completely related to the administration part. The people guys who are working on the BPI administration, working on purely on like deployments, working on purely on the VAS consoles, they will be working on everything on this process admin console. But knowing about like process center console is good for us. So let us come with one by one. When you open a process admin console, okay, you can see this URL. Okay, URL itself, you know, like this one is the host name. This one is my host name. My host name is 3-PC. 9081 is my port number. Yeah, as I open process admin console, okay, this is the process admin console. Okay, I can see like 3 tabs here. One is like server admin, second one is like process inspector, and third one is like install tabs. We need to discuss about all three of these tabs. Okay, first coming with one by one. Okay, okay, first one is IBM BPM admin. In this IBM BPM admin, if I expand this, I can see like something called as manage caches. I can see something called as manage cache. So here, like whenever there will be some internal cache exists in our IBM BPM. So what these people will do, like they will backend, they will run some jobs in order to remove the cache. You know, like what is cache? Cache is nothing but that temporary memory location. Cache is nothing but temporary memory location where whenever you execute something, something will be stored in the cache. Okay, they can remove it from the cache. That means whenever you type something, Google or something, like on the next time when you are trying, it will automatically predict. Okay, it's stored somewhere. So whenever you clear the history, nothing will be there. So like this is the cache memory, related to group information, profile cache. So what these people will do, these people administrator will they will set up some jobs, and in order to reset this cache. So they will try to reset this cache like on daily basis or weekly basis. They will set up some cache and they will try to like reset this cache. Okay. Like it will show like how many of they are in the queue, how many of uh, how many of them are completed, something like a last updated time, everything information you can see here. Next, like this is one, generally they won't go here, generally they won't go here. They will try to run some backend jobs in order to clean up the cache and all. Okay, ideally where they will set up the cache. Suppose as a developer we requested something like we want some cache to be implemented in our project. We want some cache to be implemented in our project. Okay, we are implementing some cache. So if you drop a mail to your administrator, like from my applications perspective, like I want to implement this cache, can you please set up the cache? Then where your administrator will set up the cache, administrator is having configuration of the VAS console. VAS stands for WebSphere application server. There he will set up the cache. There he will set up the cache. Okay. Next, task cleanup. Task cleanup, something like right now, see here, how many tasks are there? 217. So task cleanup means like whenever a task is created, whenever I run my BPD, like initially an instance will be created. Also, and how many activities are there? Those many tasks will be created for you. How many activities are there? Those many tasks will be created for you. So like some might be system tasks, some might be like user tasks. If your task is closed, if your task is closed, even that information is present in the DB itself. So if you don't want to to increase the size of your DB, so this as a part of like servicing part, these guys will try to clean up this task information and all. Okay, if there are all are related to not yet closed tasks still exist, so in such case, yeah, still you can see like 217 tasks. After cleanup counts also you can see cleanup 217. Okay, this also like something like it will clean up the task and the attachments for history, whatever the tasks and attachments you have, like clean up the attachments in the sense whenever you are working with some something like a document handling or something, no, whenever you are working with some documents handling or something. So in such case, whenever user sends some documents, like for example user want to apply some leave, he has submitted some medical certificate or something. So later, no, after a few days, the task is closed, everything is fine, leaves got approved, you don't want to maintain like such documents which been stored. So you can clean up those attachments as well. So this is all related to the administrator. He will try to work on this. He will try to work on this. He will see here, as per my administration, like in the sense in my organization, like when I asked my administrator like how he is doing this task cleanup, also how they are doing is like they are running some backend, some cron jobs in the Unix level. So on weekly basis, they are trying to clean up the tasks. They are firing some query to the DB directly and they are trying to clean this. Okay, this is not that much of like important as per our side as a developer side. Okay, next one is user management. This we have to know this. Next one is this user management. First one you can see how to create an users for newly onboarded candidates. Okay, there are like two ways. One is like creation of user is of two types. One is like they can create a particular user from this user management, or they can integrate from the LDAP. Okay, so LDAP contain all the users, So they will try to integrate from the LDAP. That is one way. Other way is like they can explicitly create an user for this user management. Okay, let me create users for you. Okay, I think already Vivek has some user credentials. Let me try to retrieve the details of like Vivek. If it is there, it will try to retrieve here. If it is not there, we can create. Yeah, fine. Okay, for Vivek, I can see. Okay, next one. I'm going to create like for Vamsi, username Vamsi and full name. Okay, some Vamsi, something initial I'm putting. T, password, some welcome 01 I'm giving default password. Okay, so I'm just creating user credentials for Vamsi. Okay, so when I click on add, so it is trying to create some credit like it is yeah, user has been created. So you can search whether Vamsi has been created or not. So yeah, when you give with VAM, so it will try to retrieve the details whose names are starting with like VAM. Yeah, Vamsi credentials are created. So whenever you onboard in a particular account, okay, you are joined in some organization, like you are onboarded to some banking domain, some bank name is some XX bank. Okay, like initially you need to give you the access. The administrator wants to give you the access, so he will just create user credentials like this. He will just create the user credentials like this, and he will ask Vamsi to, okay, user credentials has been created for you. Can you please, this is your user ID, this is your password. Okay, this is your Vamsi will get a mail. This is your user ID, this is your password. Please download the process designer. Okay, then what Vamsi will do? Vamsi will log on to that process center console, which is shared by the administrator. Now Vamsi is trying to log on to the process center console. Now let me log out here. It logged in as admin. Let me try to log in with Vamsi, username Vamsi. Because now user ID Vamsi is created. Welcome 01. Yeah. So now Vamsi can see like an option like download process designer. Now what Vamsi will do? Okay, Vamsi will try to download the process designer. Vamsi will try to download the process designer. Okay, fine. Uh, he downloaded, you know, like how to download a process designer. You did this when you're like doing the installation. Okay, once after downloading the process designer, what Vamsi wants to do, obviously he wants to try to log into the process designer. Let's try with Vamsi credentials how he can log into the process designer. Okay, once he has logged into process center console, he has downloaded the process designer. Okay, after downloading the process designer, he can see like two items. One is like eclipse.ini, other one is like eclipse.exe. Okay, he just opened eclipse.exe. Okay, this is like connecting to the process designer. So I'm logging with like OMC credentials. Now OMC is trying to log in, so it is authenticating in the database. Like whenever we create some user ID and password, no, it will store in DB. So it will try to authenticate from there. Okay, it is when OMC logged in. OMC can like see error, like you are not authorized to use the process designer. Okay, when Vamsi sees such error, what he will do, obviously he will try to like contact the administration or BPM platform support team. Like Vamsi will just share this screenshot and ask for the resolution. Okay, so what these guys did, these guys like just created the user ID, but creation of user ID and password will give Vamsi to access to all the consoles. Fine, but in order to log on to the process designer, in order to log into the process designer, he has to be added in a group. He has to be added in a group. The name of the group is TW underscore others. This TW stands for teamworks. As we discussed in the history of IBM BPM, our IBM BPM, no, like it came into existence like from earlier product of IBM BPM is Teamworks. Like when it is with Lombardi, the product name is Teamworks. Still, even if IBM acquired, it is following like still some of the features of like Teamworks only. This TW groups are called as Teamworks groups. See here, these are the internal groups. These are the internal groups. Okay, while working with the Teamworks groups, like be very careful. So right side we have something called as remove. When you click on there, no, it will automatically remove that particular group. Cannot, you cannot undo that. So once you remove these predefined groups, no, you have to like uninstall your software and again you have to reinstall. Why? Because you can't. These are like predefined like groups. You should not delete these groups. Okay, you should be very careful while working with these groups. Okay, so what was the problem is like for a developer, in order to get an access, he should be a part of this group. This group is very important. TW underscore others. Okay, there is a group called as TW underscore all users. Okay, see here. This is a group called as TW underscore all users. So in this group, I can see Vamsi. Okay, Vamsi is added in a group called as TW underscore all users. Even Vamsi is got added in those group, but still Vamsi cannot log in. Why Vamsi still cannot log in is like there is a group called as TW underscore others. In order to give in order to get access to process designer, no, you should be a part of this group. If you are not a part of this group, if you are not a part of this group, you won't get access to the process designer. You won't get access to the process designer. So like whenever you face such issue, no, you can ask your BPM administrator, like please add me in the, it seems like you are not added in the TW underscore others group, please add in this group. Okay, if next, try to add users. So what I'm doing is like, now I'm searching for a name, Vamsi. Yeah, I can see Vamsi. Okay, now Vamsi got added here. Now Vamsi got added in the TW underscore others group. Let us check. Devi Krishna Mohan still not added. Let me uncheck and check it again. TW underscore others. Sudeep, Uma, Vivek. I think I have to log out and log in again. Anyway, I can check it from here. Like if your Vamsi got added in that group, he will get access. Still, he did not get access, means like he's not added in that group. Uh, Maybe like this might be the problem. Okay, let me remove like some of the users which are already exist. It's not allowing me. Okay, might be like some problem. Like let me try to re-log in. Yeah, going to the group management. Okay, trying to open that group TW underscore others. Okay, now trying to add an user. Yeah, now Vamsi got added here. Okay, whenever the Vamsi is a part of this group, whenever the Vamsi is a part of the group, okay, next admin will say the Vamsi like please try now. Now Vamsi is trying to log in. Yeah, now Vamsi can log in into the process designer now. Now he can log in into the process designer. For example, Vamsi has been allocated into a project called as some retail banking process. Vamsi been allocated into a project called as retail banking process. So what his intention is like, Vamsi once like process designer has been opened, Vamsi wants to like go to the retail banking process. He has to do some work there. Okay, he is trying to log in. Might be it is taking some time. Mm, it's not opening. Okay, let me relog in. Vamsi, password is welcome 01. If you give the password as error, it will show you an error like password is wrong, user ID or password mismatch. Previously, it gives you an error like you are not authorized to do the work on the particular job. Okay, see here. But now once I try to open, okay, let me close the other one, which is not working. Yeah. Okay, now Vamsi has logged in, but he can't see the process. He can't see the process app called as retail banking process. For that process app, he has been allocated like to work on that particular process app. Then what Vamsi will do? Vamsi will try to contact his like administrator, or he may contact with the lead or something. Like how I can get the access to like retail banking process. This you know. Like in the yesterday session, like we have added this like like how to add into the process center console. So here I logged in with Vamsi. Okay, fine. Now let's try to log in with admin now. Just I'm trying to open the process center console. When Vamsi asked the administrator like to give him the access to like retail banking process, okay, administrator is trying to give the access. He will just open the process center console. For example, if not the administrator, like your team lead or manager has created this process app. So like who has the admin access on this process app now? They can give you the access. Okay. Go to the manage option. Here I can see like admin, Sudeep, Krishna, Vivek. These are the part of this retail banking process. Okay. I want to give access to now Vamsi, to the Vamsi. Okay. Add users. Okay. When I added Vamsi, by default he will get read access. By default, he will get read access. Let us check. Yeah. Oh, now Vamsi can see retail banking process. When Vamsi opens, when Vamsi opens, he can see process app settings and read only. He can see he is just trying to open a BPD and read only. He is just given like read only access. He is not provided with any write access. He is not provided with any write access. Okay, fine. So, like if Vamsi requires some write access, like the administrator can provide the write access from here. So when this write access is provided, so now see here, now this is logged in with Vamsi. Now Vamsi can see here. If Vamsi wants anything, he can create it as well. He can create it as well. Okay, this is like how a particular user, when a user like onboarded, like he will get access like this. Okay, so for him, a user ID has to be created, and like in order to like get access to the process designer, he should be a part of the TW underscore authors group, and he should be given some read and write access for a particular processor. Then only he can open and he can do some work on that particular processor. Okay. For example, you are all being a part of one team. Suppose you are in some one team, like it is no need of like giving access. Like if you are added, for example, there are some team called as IBM team employee or IBM BPM retail employee. You are in the part of this group, for example. So, like if they provided access to this group, if they provided access to this group, so whenever you are being the part of the group, by default you will get the right access. So IBM BPM retail employee. Okay. So here I am removing Vamsi. Here I am removing Vamsi. Okay. So now I will add Vamsi in this group, IBM BPM retail employee. Now let us see like how Vamsi once log into the process. Yeah. Now Vamsi can't see the retail banking process. Okay. Fine. Now what I'm doing is like from the administration, I'm going to the group manager. Okay, you know like how to create an user. Okay, suppose for a particular user you want to like change the password of Vamsi or something. You can retrieve the particular user. Like here, he can change the password and he can click on like update. He can change the password. He can click on update. If you want to delete the user, particular user, they can delete it from here. Okay, fine. Now group management. Okay, these are the groups which I have created. So IBM BPM retail employee. So in this Devi is there, Vinod is there. If I add like Vamsi is a part of this, Vamsi as a part of this group. Now as Vamsi is a part of this group, okay fine. Now no need like for me to explicitly give access to Vamsi. So by default Vamsi will get the right access. Why Vamsi got the right access by default? Why? Because why Vamsi got the right access by default, like why? Because by this group has having read and write access, we have added just Vamsi in this group. We have just added Vamsi in this groups. Okay, if like for your project you require some group has to be created. Okay, it's simple IBM BPM group only. It's not like LDAP group here. The group which we are creating here is not LDAP group. It is like IBM BPM group only. Okay, I can create whatever group I want. If I want to create a group called as some supervisors group, yeah, a group has been created. Let us try like whether this group has been created or not. Yeah, group has been created. Nobody is there. Nobody is there. Okay, you can add users here. Okay, this is like how to create a group, how to add users, how to add users. Okay, or like if the group is already exist, you can just try with the group name. And if you want like to add someone, you can add into the particular group, you can add here. This is like how to work with the group management. Okay, this is for creation of the user. User management is for creation of the user. Group management to create some groups, or you can add some users as a part of your particular group, or even you can add a group as a one group under one group as well. Okay, next, in order to get access to your process designer, that group is very important. You should be a part of tw underscore others group. Okay, next one, bulk user attribute assignment. Bulk user attribute assignment. Okay, this is like something like we as an administrator, from admin side I'm explaining like one of the option here, locale option. Okay, in our like training contents we have like one sample of whenever user logins, he has to see like one UI. In that UI, for example, there is something like language, please select your language. If user selects some Spanish language, from the next screens onwards, whatever he sees, everything should be converted into Spanish language. Suppose if the user like selected some other language, some other German language, from the next screens onwards everything he has to see in the German language. So like how this language can be settings can be done, how this can be done. So how this can be done, like for example, let us try for Vamsi or Vivek. Like I'm just trying to see the users. Okay, I'm trying to search the user Vamsi. Yeah. So by default, like I have what I did, I went to like bulk user attribute assignment. Here I have many options. I just selected locale. Locale stands for something like some language settings. Okay. Just I searched with like Vamsi. Okay, Vamsi is one of the, even I can search with some group as well. By default, no attribute value has been assigned. As like initially, if no attribute value assigned, by default it will take default attribute as English. Default attribute as English. Okay, so now what I'm doing is like, mm, or what I'll do like German locale. Yeah, I'm trying to search with like the German locale. Okay, I got like I'm just trying to see this. Yeah, hope this one like the locale of German de underscore d underscore d. So like so here I am changing that locale. So I am assigning value here d underscore d. Okay, I try to assign that value to Vamsi. So I selected Vamsi. So I'm trying to assign this value. Click on assign. Yeah. Now the current attribute value for Vamsi is like de underscore de. Okay, fine. Let us try to see it one more time. Okay. Now let us open like process center console. Log out here. Mm, okay. Okay, okay, fine. Whenever this language settings has been changed, no, like I need to like restart the server. If I restart the server, like whatever the attribute value I got changed. So like restarting it will take some time, like 10 to 15 minutes. I don't want to show that now. So anyway, like we have set up some language no for no, Vinod. So what I will do, like I will try to like show it to you tomorrow, like how this is been like affecting how this is affecting from here. So tomorrow I will try to log in with Vamsi credentials, so it will give me the language settings of Vamsi as like from German. Here if I am directly changing from the administrator, I need to like restart the server, then only like things are getting affected. If I change the locale of a Vamsi by using some like some code, if I am by from the code, if I am get changing, it will immediately get affecting. Anyway, we are having that like sample in our training content. We are going to like explaining, like we are going to discuss about like how that is going to work. Tomorrow I'm going to show you like when I log in with Vamsi, I can see everything in like German language. Okay, this is the one option which we are going to discuss from here. Okay, next one, user synchronization. What happened? Okay, we are in the user management. Next one is user synchronization. Okay, so in this user synchronization, no, so there will be something called as LDAP as well. LDAP stands for Lightweight Data Access Protocol. Like some of the users are already present in the LDAP, and we need to like integrate those users to our IBM BPM. Okay, we don't have like any LDAP browser in our machine. So if like in order to like sync that users to IBM BPM, no, what these people will do, like these people will try to like search the particular user ID. If for example Vivek, they will try to like search the particular user ID. So like if the user ID after like searching, no, so these people will select and they will go to like click on this synchronize. So like it will synchronize from that LDAP to your IBM BPM. When they click on synchronize, whatever the users that are present in the LDAP group, like those users I can access in the IBM BPM. Those users I can access while developing your code. So like you want to like add some particular user, like particular group, you can sync it from the LDAP. You can sync it from the LDAP. Okay. This about like user management. Next one is monitoring. Okay. This instrumentation is something like uh, like here administrator can see like how many BPDs are completed, how many are failed, how many are started, how many are terminated. Okay, he can see the complete information here. He can see the complete information here. This is about the instrumentation. But generally BPM administrator not at all and not that much of interested in this instrumentation. He will show much more interest to his process monitor. So what is the purpose of this process monitor? What is the purpose of this process monitor is like it will always try to like give you like for example I will just try to run a BPD which is starting with normal. Okay. When I am trying to run this PPD, where it is actually running? It is running in the process center server. Where this process center server is hosted? Whatever the servers which you are having, process center server or process server, you all are hosted on the VAS. Okay, fine. So whenever you are running something, no, everything like administrator can see, like what you are running, like which is taking like much more time, which is taking like less time. Everything he can monitor, everything he can monitor in this process monitor option. Everything he can monitor in this process monitor option. So from here he can see like most expensive services in the sense like many process apps are running, like the administrator will be control. For example, there are like 20 projects are running, 20 process app there. People who are working on the 20 process apps, they are like doing some unit testing or something. So like now administrator can see among them which process apps are which process apps the services most expensive services, which are most expensive BPDs. So he can list out from here. He can see the time as well. If it is taking like less, like something like 500 milliseconds or 1 second, 2 seconds, even like 30 seconds, it would be fine. Okay, for example, something like service is taking like 1 hour of time or 30 minutes of time or 20 minutes of time. What does it indicate? One service is keep on executing from a longer time. When one services keep on executing from a longer time, so what administrator will do? When one service, there is something wrong with this. When one services keep on executing for a longer time, what administrator will do? Like administrator will try to halt that service. Administrator will try to halt that service. Why? Because there is something went wrong with that code. That's why it is keep on running from a longer time. So in such scenarios, what admin will do, like admin will try to like halt the service, or he will inform the developers team like we are going to like halt this service. Why? Because this service is creating the issue. There is something problem with my designer, or nothing is going to be started. Okay, this is running under track. Yeah, I have created some instance here. So let us try to refresh here. See here, some retail banking process leave application has been started. So like how much time it has taken to create a task? Some 1 minute, some 0.69 milliseconds. Okay, that would be fine. Another process I started, customer process processing case. How much time it has taken? It has taken 8 seconds, 704 milliseconds. Okay, if it is something like this, okay, it would be fine. For example, some services keep on executing for a longer time. When the services will keep on executing for a longer time, like whenever like people written some long running services, or uh, some of the developer has implemented some for loop. So if it is executing for infinite loop, if it went to some infinite loop, then what happens? It will keep on executing on the server. It will occupy the complete server time and complete load on the server. So what happens? Obviously it will make the server down. So always this administrator, no, your BPM administrator keep on monitoring this. He will try to identify if something went wrong or some services is taking like much more time or something. Okay, he can like halt the service. He can like halt the service. Okay, right now we don't have any expensive services. On clicking on the service name, we will get an option like to halt. From there we can halt the particular service. Okay, that is one. Like this is like one of the important option which like administrator will like regular job. Next one is event manager. Event manager. In this event manager, first one I have is monitor. What is this monitor and what does it will do? Okay, what does it monitor will do? Like for example, like you are working, like you are having a requirement, like you are receiving something from the external system, like you are receiving something from the external system. Customer is going to send something and you are going to like receive from the external system. Whenever you are receiving some data from the external system, whenever you are receiving some data from the external system, there is something called as concept of UCA is there. There is something called as concept of UCA is there. So in such type of UCS, there is some concept called as UCA is there in our IBM BPM. We are also going to implement this UCA. So UCA stands for some undercover agent. UCA stands for some undercover agent. So what is the purpose of this UCA is like whenever some message has been posted in the BPM event queue. So our BPM is having some queue whenever the message has been posted in the queue by some external system. So like your BPD is going to like receive the data, like your UCI is going to trigger. Your UCI is going to trigger and it will try to receive the data. Sometimes like what will happen, like sometimes what will happen, like you are like the external system posts some message. External system is trying to like hit your application, like your application will not like it is not starting or your application is not receiving the data. So in such case you need to ask your administrator, please check the event manager. In the event manager, please check the monitor option whether this is like status is up and running or not. For example, if this status went to like some like this one red color, if the status went to like some red color like this, then what happens, like whenever I run such UCA, even the external system posts some message, your UCA is not going to be triggered. So you in such case you can see all the UCS here, all this UCS here, it is not scheduled. So why? Because your event manager is down, your EM node is down. So your EM node is down. In such case, you need to contact your administrator whether your EM node in such type you have to contact your administrator like whether your EM node is like please check whether my EM node is up and running or not. Okay, that is one. And second one is like there is some existing snapshot is already there. There is some existing snapshot is already there. You have given some new snapshot. Something like some bug is there in the existing snapshot and you are giving like new snapshot. Like your administrator is trying to like deploy that snapshot. During the deployment, if somebody has sent some message in the BPM event queue, then what happens, like during deployment, that means it is switching from one snapshot to another snapshot. Your message might not be received, it will go to fail. So in such case what administrator will do, like before doing the deployment, he will just change the state to paused state. When he just changed the state to paused state, then what happens, even someone has posted some message in the BPM event queue, some of the external system has configured, like by running their job it should hit the it should message has been posted in the BPM queue. So okay, they will post in the BPM event queue, but still that queue is not like it is in paused state, it is still in the queue. Once the deployment has been completed, once like you are ready with the new snapshot, what administrator will do, like he will try to like resume it. Once he tried to resume, what happens, like it will be changed to like running state. Then whatever the message they posted, now that messages will be receiving to the newer snapshot. This is like how he is going to take care of this while during the deployment. Okay. So not only in case of deployment, sometimes like whenever you are using some UCI in your project, if the UCI is not triggering, like you are doing some unit testing in your development environment, like in unit testing, no, what we will do like generally, like we will run the UCA. We will run the UCA explicitly. Okay, we will run the UCA explicitly. I think this snapshot I deleted this. It is not allowing me to like. Okay, I opened with Vamsi. Okay, Vamsi don't have permission for this uh, common component toolkit. Okay, fine. So whenever I try to run the UCA, then like it is not triggering. It is not. So my intention is like whenever I run the UCA, it has to create me some instance. But if it is not creating the instance, then what you have to do? If it is not creating the instance for you, if you have the access to your process admin console, you can check from here whether that UCA has been started or not. Okay, you don't see anything here or like you don't have access to this particular monitor tab of the event manager, then you can ask your administrator like UCI is not working or UCI is not triggering in for my application. Can you please check the EM job? Can you please check the event manager node? So he will check the event manager node from here. Okay. Next one is blackout period. Okay, blackout period is something like you can set up some blackout period during some patchwork you are doing. For example, like you are doing some critical deployment or something. So which is having like many more instances are there. So what you have to do, like you need to like migrate like whenever you are doing deployment. If the previous snapshot has 100 requests, so now you are deploying a new snapshot. Now you are deploying a new snapshot. All the 100 pending requests which are in the previous snapshot has to be migrated to the newer snapshot. Okay, has to be migrated to the newer snapshot. So then, so see here, your BPD, okay, contains some human tasks, fine. Your BPD might also contain some system tasks. So how this system task will get executed? System task, nobody will tell to execute the system task. Whenever like something has been started, system task by default it will try to execute automatically. System task will try to execute automatically. So for example, something is executing in the system task, something is executing in the system task. That means it once after completion in 1 second, after completion of this it is moving here. In 1 second after completion of this it is moving here. Okay, you are doing the deployment, you are doing the deployment. Okay, during deployment, what you are doing is like previous snapshot is still executing. Okay, fine. Previous snapshot is still executing. So like if you are migrating the instances, if previous snapshot is still executing, then what happens? Obviously, if previous snapshot is still executing, like your instance migration will get failed. So previous snapshot system tasks are executing. System tasks are executing. You already informed to the users of the corresponding testing team like don't work now, like we are deploying a new snapshot. Then what users will do? Nobody will run the user task, nobody will go to like process portal, they that end user interface nobody will run, but the system task, no, they may run. But the system task they may run, we don't have any control on the system task. So if system tasks are running, you are doing some migration job. That means you are doing some migrating the instances from older snapshot to newer snapshot. In such case your migration will get failed. So what administrator will do like during the deployment, like when the deployment is going to be started. For example, now we are doing the deployment and okay, so now the time is, if it is like I'm following, my server is hosted in the US, like I need to like set up with the US time, or else it is in India, I will set up with the India time. Okay, now I just starting the deployment in 1 minute. I don't know like how much time it will take. So approximately I'm taking like some uh, 40 minutes. Okay, so I have set up some blackout period. When I have set up from blackout period, then I will do the instance migration. Then I will do the when I have set up the blackout period. No, what happens if the token is here? It won't move here. That means nothing will be executing in the process apps. Not only in this process, complete in process designers, none of the process apps will be working. Okay, no, if you are in the testing environment, none of the all the users will get affected during the deployment. Why? Because there is some instance migration is going to be happen. This is the how to set up the blackout period. Okay, so your deployment has been completed. Maybe like in 7:15 only your deployment has been completed. So everything looks good. Then what we will do? Everything looks good. For suppose if administrator forgot to delete this, and he informed the testing team like, okay, installation like deployment is completed. Please work on this. So when the testing team try to like work on a particular task, they can't. Why? Because their system task will not move from one token to other token, like their system task will not move. So they will say like task is not creating in my inbox. Like why task is not creating? Why? Because when they are running, when they are running, okay, it is like system tasks are not moving from one token they are not executing. Why they are not executing? Why? Because your administrator has forgot like to remove this blackout period. Whenever you face such issue like token is not moving, like whenever you run a particular job, your token will be there. Okay, whenever your token is not moving from one activity to other activity, even if you run. So in such case, you have to ask your administrator like, my token is not moving from one node to like token is not moving, my system task token is not moving. Can you please check whether like some blackout period is has been set up from your end or not? So then administrator will check up whether there is any blackout period. If there is something like blackout period is there, he will just try to like delete it. He'll just try to like delete it. This is like how to set up a blackout period, how to set up a blackout period and how to like work on this. Okay. These are the synchronous queues which we are having. These are the queues which you are having in order to receive the messages in EM manager. Like these are the queues. So like whenever the tasks are getting executed, like if this queue is occupied, like it will remaining tasks will be executed in this queue. If this queue is occupied, it will balance based on the traffic related to the queues.
Jagdish, you clicked on that queues, is it? Like nothing is, screen is just struck. Still screen is an event manager only.
This is an event manager, yes.
No, no, you just clicked on that queues or still I can see the same screen.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
just
changing.
clicked on queues. Earlier I am in blackout period, now I just clicked on synchronous queues. You can see synchronous queue.
No, no, that's what screen is struck. I think that's what.
Okay, might be
Vivek,
like
Vivek, even you are able to see, is it?
one
Yeah,
second.
yeah, I can see that.
Okay, Vivek, okay, you can see synchronous queues.
Yes, yes.
Oh, Vamsi, you can't see this.
No, no, still that closed window, that screen got struck actually.
Okay, might be
I
like,
think it's a
can
disconnect.
you please check your internet might be slow or something,
No, no, no.
or else we'll
It's
wait for
good.
like, okay, anyway, like we have like 4 minutes of time. Um, okay, or wait for like 2 minutes, like, tell me like whether you can see or not,
Yeah, sure.
or else you can quickly relog in.
Yes, yes, I'll do that.
Yeah, please do. Vivek, do you have like any queries?
Yeah, Jagdish.
Yeah, fine. Now you can see, no?
Yes, I can see.
Yeah, fine. Okay, these are like queues which are available, synchronous queues. Like whenever no like messages has been posted in the queues. For example, this queue is already occupied. By default, like the traffic will be routed to this queue. If this is occupied, traffic will be based on this. Like it will split based on this. So if you want to like create your own queues, like from the VAS console, like administrator can create like some queues as well. Next, if there is like a during like EM monitoring, if there is like something went wrong, like something got failed during like in the queues, something has been posted in the event queue, something has been posted in the event queue, or like if there is some error, see here the page displays the JMS error queues used by the event manager that have been processed because of the errors. It was in a blackout period. Okay, see here it was in a blackout period. Uh, like after that we enabled the blackout period. Still some of the things are like still went to like error. That means these messages are not being like posted to the BPM. Still they are in the error queue. So if you will just select all the which are in the error queue. Right now there are nothing are there, that's why it is not showing. You can just tick the checkbox. There is an option like reprocess all. On clicking on the reprocess all, what you will do, like it will show like how many are reprocessed. If for example there are 10 messages are there, if 10 got reprocessed, you can see like the option like okay processor like 10 messages, all the 10 messages again got reprocessed and they will be received to the BPM. Okay, this all like event manager, everything. This event manager tab and monitoring tab is very important for as an administrator. He will try to like see this in most of the times. He will try to watch this repeatedly. Okay, next one is admin tools. Okay, admin tools, like there is something called as EPV settings are there. EPV is much more important from our code side as well. So like tomorrow I'm going to like explain you like what is EPV. Then I will explain you like how administrator will change the EPV. Or else well, we have like anyway we are having like in our content we are having maybe in like after 5 to 10 classes we have like how to create an EPV as well. Okay, EPV, let us give you a small introduction about EPV. Like EPV stand for some exposed process value. Whenever you are discussing with your client or in the business, these people will say like these are constants as of now. These are constant, but in future this will be getting changed. Like right now the interest rate is like uh, as per the RBI we are maintaining this interest rate for the particular loans, but in future this might be changed. Now while coding, no, like you will just do the code with current interest rate, but in future if interest rate got changed, if like a business want to set up the interest rate from like tomorrow from so and so time, so they can schedule it from here, they can change the EPV, no need of contacting the developers again. So they can manage the EPVs from here, they can manage the EPVs from here. Okay, this is like how to change the EPVs. This is like how to change the EPVs. This we can see it tomorrow. Okay, like next one is process inspector. It won't take much more time. Next I'm going to explain you like how people are going to deployments. Okay, with this will be get completed by tomorrow, and we are having like business performance admin console. This is not much more important, and process portal anyway like we will be working on process portal on daily. Why? Because whatever we do on the process designer, no, I will show you in the process portal how the task will be appeared on the like process portal for the end user. So by tomorrow like we are going to complete all the consoles, and we can go into like directly to the process designer and we can start our processes. We can start working in our like individual components. Okay. Uh, one more thing like Vivek and Vamsi, like tonight also like as due to in vacation, no, tonight also like I'm traveling actually. So what I want like is it like okay if I take a session today evening? Can you please confirm your timing so that like today evening I will cover the session instead of like tomorrow morning.
At what time? Evening means?
Like right now like I don't have like much work like as I'm in vacation, like anytime it is possible for me. My bus is at around like 9 o'clock. Might be if the class got completed like maybe 7 to 8 it will be fine, or before that also it would be fine at any time. Even in the afternoon session also I can take. Can you tell me your timings, like at what time it will be fine for you?
Actually, as of now, like 7 to 8, I'm thinking till 6 I'll be in office. If I come by 7, we'll have at 7 to 8.
Yes, 7 to 8, okay, or 7:30 to 8:30, okay. Vivek,
Yeah,
Vivek, can you please confirm?
Yeah, yeah, I am fine with that. No problem. I'm
7
ready to
o'clock
go
to
then.
8 o'clock.
So, okay, yeah, yeah. We can do that.
You can use the same meeting link. No, no change in the meeting link. You can use the same meeting link. We can meet on like 7 o'clock, and we can close this all the
Stop the
conference.
recording. Jagdish, you can
uh,
stop.
Yes, Vivek.
You can stop the recording. I think it's going on, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I will stop the recording.